Alright guys, Supreme Kami here, and today we are taking a look at Tryon 3, Universe Strongest. So from what the anime says, when they had the subtitle, like when they transformed, that's what they say, so yeah, this unit is definitely a well-deserved alteration, something I feel like a lot of people want. So I did actually went ahead and upgrade everything to level or 6-star, and then max it out to level 90 plus, right? So these are definitely some of the stats that we are looking at. So that is looking very bad. Obviously we do have alteration, and then I did actually put some of the gold marks on there, so everything is gold marked. So these are the stats. It's looking pathetically bad, and something actually worth it that we are planning to get from this guy, or you can get, it's going to be transformer. Obviously that is already activated, and then we have heavy armor and then high firepower. So that is pretty much it. So let's take a look at it after alteration. So I'm pretty sure the stat is gonna skyrocket, I think. So we're gonna do this. So we're just gonna click on this. So we want to see what kind of stat we're looking at. So that's good. That is really good. Yeah, for a standard that's getting that much of stat, like I don't know. I feel like all these Zeta unit, because the double Zeta, like this one is based off from double Zeta, and the stat is pretty much everywhere, right? You see some pretty good resistance, good defense and stuff. So that's why I feel like the stat is a little bit mediocre as for your offensive. That's pretty much why, right? So that's pretty good, right? So we will definitely be altering all these right here. So let me do this. I'm not gonna be doing everything on camera right now, but I just want to show you guys what kind of stat jump after getting the alteration. So yeah, pretty good. The reason why I'm doing this right now, like me doing the alteration, because I want to see, is it really worth it, right? Because as far as altering standard to alterate standards, you do have to put in a little bit more, let's say, investment into it. So that's why we want to see, is it really worth it, right? The first 5 parts from the Tryon 3 are going to be EX skill based, so those are definitely going to be your personal preference, whether you want to alterate them. Me personally, I think they are hitting fairly hard even without alteration, so you do not need it. But things to pretty much consider about is the one that has portrait, like let's say the Hyper Monosky right here. Like, look at this one, right? This one, is it really worth alteration? Yes, 100% yes. Like, look at this. You get some pretty good initial charge boosting, and then you also get enemy odd damage plus 50. That's good. But the only downside factor is the fact that you do have 2 very restrictive conditions. 2 different more type, you have to have 100% up. So if you guys are not able to fulfill that, it's probably not going to be the best, right? So that's definitely something to kind of consider about. This one, the hybrid beam saber, this one honestly, it's not good. I would highly not recommend this one, because this one, first of all, crit is not good. Crit rate up is kind of pointless, so never look at this one. This one, strong melee. Why only the last melee attack gets that 50% up? So this one is kind of garbage. So yeah, so as far as the portrait, only this one, the hyper Monosky one, is good. As far as the EX2 base, personal preference, I can even show you guys what they do. Maybe except for the torso, because the torso is like the Kasi EX2, so this one I kind of want the S power, right? So this is probably the only one I would say, yeah, go ahead and alterate. As for EXQ, all the other one, I think they are performing fairly well before alteration already. Like this one, the armed booster, B+ already, so this one is hitting pretty hard. If we take a look at, let's say, the leg part, right? I think it's doing B+ already. Yeah, B+. Oh, even C piercing, yeah. So you are doing fairly good amount of damage already, right? So alteration does not really pertain to them if you feel like the investment is big per se. But the only 2 that I'll highly recommend alteration is going to be the torso for the Kasi EXQ, just more damage overall, and then for the Hyper Monosky sword, that one is like a must, right? If you are running those 2 tags specifically, yes. So yeah, so let me do alterate everything, and then I will show you guys what kind of stat we're looking at, so you guys can see it kind of gauge like how good the part is after alteration, and see, is it really worth your time. And even, let's say you're not using it for the EXQ, we can see like, is it really worth using as a part itself. Alright, so we alterate every part, and these are the following that we are rewarded with. So you guys can already see that the melee is definitely the more prominent aspect of this overall unit, because that's for the overall word tag. We do have transformer activated currently, so that's why that's that. But the other thing that I do want to make note is the resistance, right? You guys can see that the bulk resistance is, if you combine them, they're going to be way more higher than, let's say, your base shot defense or shot melee defense and shot defense. So an experiment I do want to show you guys is if we equip the gears, right? The conversion gear. Let me see. This one right here. So we have one for melee, right? So melee is you're only getting 40% of that 9,000 defense. So you're only at that range, right? If we are using, let's say, the change resistance, so keep that in mind, we are looking at 41,000. We are using that. It's a little bit higher because these two combined, pretty much the change resistance, and you're adding up both the beam and physical together, and then you take that 35% and slap that onto your both melee and shot. So that's why, in terms of the full set of the Tryon 3, you do want to be using the change resistance instead of, let's say, the change melee or the change shot, because you're not going to be getting that optimal number you want. So as for the full set, it's looking fairly promising. The only thing that this one is lacking currently is you'll be needing to get heavy armor and then high firepower. Upon getting high firepower and then high heavy armor, I think you'll be granted shot defense or shot attack melee defense, so it's not bad. So I think it's overall is quote unquote balanced, because let's say transformer is boosting melee and then shot defense, and then heavy armor is boosting shot attack and melee defense. So I think overall it does look really balanced in a way, so that's not bad, I guess. If you guys do want to use it, I think it's actually pretty good. No complaints with there. It's just that the defensive side is like, oof, it's pretty much out there. So this one is definitely built different. You do have to use, in terms of the full set, I would say you do have to say use, once again reiterate, use this one over any of your, let's say, change melee or change shot. So up next, let's actually go ahead and try out some of the EX skills, because we have 5, so why not actually try them out. So okay, so they are looking really high. Double B plus piercing and power. Okay, this one is looking at an S power already, and I do have it at 7-star, or not 7-star, level 7. Okay, yeah, this one is looking fairly promising. Oh, if only they would have given us like an additional effects besides this one, that would be great. But honestly, getting that melee attack up is perfect already. This one is only getting up to an 80 minus power, so that's that. In terms of looking at the leg part, the Raptor Breaker, this one is actually debuffing, so that's pretty hot, right? And then last but not least, we have the back EX skill. We have the double cannon ray. Okay, B minus and then B plus. So okay, it's not bad. So I'll definitely be breaking things up. I'll be using all strictly the shot based EX skill, and then in another scenario, we'll be testing on strictly the melee EX skill and see what kind of number we can do. Alright, so we are in. So I am actually going to be trying out the shot based EX skill first. So this map is actually not that okay. Yeah, I was gonna say this map is actually not that good to try these out. But we are taking damage, so they don't really have any iframes as far as using those EX skills. So yeah, kind of sad, right? Oh, this one is not that bad, right? It's just that I wish they would have given us like that double Zeta-esque, like you know how when you guys fire off that double Zeta, the Sokai version, like when you guys fire up that head cannon, it gives you like that pose, right? I wish they would have had it for this unit, but sad. Oh, we taking a lot of damage with there. Yeah, I wish that they would have iframes. That would make them a lot better. But other than that, they're just your generic like beam shooting based EX skills. So there's not a whole lot of gimmick within them. So I think, yeah, I think that should be pretty much it. That's for the testing. They do have a fairly good range, right? If we consider where I'm at and then where the enemy is, like I don't like they're not even showing the retina for like targeting enemies, so they're far. It's definitely not that bad, right? So I'll definitely give it that. And then this one, okay. So you would be able to target multiple enemy if they line up just right enough. So can we get multiple? Can we? Yeah, we did get the one in the back, so that's not bad. So let's actually transition over to the melee EXQ now. Okay, so melee EXQ time. So one thing I did not mention about the cousin EXQ is the first time usage. It's actually one of the more longer ones, so you won't be able to use it until I would say you need at least a good what like more than 25, even like 30% for the initial charge boosting to kind of get it up and running. So that was definitely something I forgot to mention to you guys. So I have 25% on mine right now, and we are barely clocking that up. So sad. And this one is fun. Like you see that this one is like a shooting base type. It's a melee, but it's like a range. It's fun. And let's try this out. So you do have to be somewhat of a close proximity to your enemy in a way before you can use it. And we are taking 0 damage from this one over here. So that's good. Definitely has that iframe, but your enemy are just gonna be right there. And can we get multiple? We can. Nice. I'll definitely take that. Anytime an EXQ can get multiple, especially melee can get multiple enemy, I will definitely take that. And we got stop right there. Okay. Can't really swing around to get the other one or kick the other person. It's not bad. Definitely pretty cool. Like I think the overall Tryon 3 EXQ, they're all fun. That is all I can say. Here there is one. I got stop right there. Okay. And then I'm gonna get tapped out right now, and there's no frame, so sad. And that's why we fail. So one last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this on into a proper power base melee build, and I just want to see what kind of max power I can get, especially now that we have it alterated. So I'll be right back. We are in for the friend battle. So once I get up to my enemy, and then we're just gonna let this thing fly. Okay, alright, close and personal. Bop. Yeah, so this EXQ, you do have to be in close proximity before you can trigger that orb right there. So let's see, what's the final hit? Almost 20 million. I'll take that. That's good. So in totality, we are talking about, I don't know, because like the first two hit we're roughly doing about 2.4. So I want to say 25 million is where we getting from the ZXQ. Keep that in mind, there's definitely some portrait that I could definitely swap out to make this better, but I think that's pretty good. A build that does not have that much of those, let's say, those damage trade, we were able to output that good. I'm impressed. But other than that, do let me know how you guys feel about the alteration for the Gundam Tryon 3. Do you guys think that is good? Do you guys think it's bad? Do definitely let me know that down in the comment section below. And then in the upcoming days, I'll definitely gonna be reviewing the other one or the other units that has alteration. Especially, I do want to push out the one that is for the welfare section, the one that you do have to play multi-mission for, because we want to see which one is good. But other than that, that is going to be pretty much it for me today, and then I'll be catching you all on the next one.